Silence in the room. We're about to begin our closing ceremony. We are now beginning our closing ceremony. Please return to your seats. Silence in the room. We're about to begin our closing ceremony. We are now beginning our closing ceremony. Please return to your seats. Silence in the room. We're about to begin our closing ceremony. We are now beginning our closing ceremony. Please return to your seats. Silence in the room. We're about to begin our closing ceremony. We are now beginning our closing ceremony. Please return to your seats. Our remote people, please stand by while we fix some logistical difficulties that we're encountering on site. Thank you for your patience in the meantime. Right. We will now begin. For real this time. My fellow secretariat, esteemed MUN advisors, fellow press team, fellow admin staff, most distinguished guests, and of course, dearest delegates, welcome to Lebmon 22's closing ceremony. I would first like to welcome to the podium my Deputy Secretary General, Elias Ziede, to deliver a few closing remarks and thank yous with me. All right. Okay. So first of all, a big thank you to our partners at UN ESQA, Mr. Karim Khalil, Ms. Shadia Abdullah, the cafeteria staff, the security team, the ESQA media team, and everyone else who helped make Lebmon 22 a huge success. We are so grateful for your support and for helping us through every single thing that happened here on ESQA. And so thank you for everything and thank you for making this happen. I would also like to thank the parents of the 4 international visiting chairs coming from Kuwait, who are right here in the audience today. Mrs. Maya Saleme, Mrs. Gita Hodafas, Ms. Nadine Zaytoun, Ms. Fatima Al-Ahwadi. Thank you so much for being here, for supporting our chairs, and for helping make this happen. To the ACS Beirut advisors, Ms. Rima Zain, Ms. Claire Shalhoub, Mr. Akram Abdullah, and Mr. Roman Tronk for supporting us endlessly, for always being there whenever we needed them, and of course for believing in us and trusting us. Thank you so much. To our development and alumni office at ACS for helping us produce the merchandise and materials and for supporting us creatively through this event. To also the athletics and activities team at ACS, specifically our athletics director, Mr. Hurani, for supporting the MUN program and Lebmon. And finally, to the ACS leadership and administration, Mr. Campana, our high school principal, Mr. Abu Haidar, our middle school principal, and our head of school, Mr. Kanjiano, for supporting us.
I also want to give a special shout out to someone who isn't in this room, but who helped us get off the ground with our Lebmon outreach program, Mr. Muhammad Shatila. I also want to recognize again all the participant schools of Lebmon 22, starting with the remote schools, the American International School Chennai, the American International School Zagreb, the American School of Kuwait. Sorry for forgetting your name in the opening ceremony. The Amman National School, Delhi Public School, Hyderabad, ISC Sabis Erbil, Lincoln School, Nepal, the American International School of Muscat, and the Saudi Aramco Expatriate School, and a special shout out to their advisor and my first MUN advisor, Mr. Trish. And to those present with us today, Maqasid Islamic High School, Ramana High School, Rafiq Hariri High School, Hussam Eddin Hariri High School, and Riyad al-Salah Secondary School. And of course, our own ACS Beirut.
I would also like to thank our fellow secretariat. I'm getting really emotional to announce that this is probably the last time that we're all going to be, here together at ASFA for Lebanon, working on MUN together. You guys have been so supportive towards me, towards the core team, towards our advisors, towards every single person that worked on Lebanon. And it's just been the greatest honor to have worked alongside such a capable, such a committed and passionate team. I honestly can't thank you enough for being such good friends, colleagues, and family. Thank you, guys. And finally, I would like to extend a special thank you to my core team. Ilyas for being the best Deputy Secretary General I could have ever asked for.
Here, here.
Eva Noor Hamidi for not only being an amazing Chief of Staff, but a head of press as well. I don't know how you do it. And finally, to our liaison officer, Saeed, who never runs out of energy.
And a thank you to the best SG anyone could ask for, Celine.
And with that, I would just like to deliver a few candid closing remarks of my own. To be honest, I have nothing prepared for this closing ceremony. I wanted to speak from the heart. I want this to be short, sweet, real. And so I would like to thank every single delegate, attendee, every single person here in this room and watching us remotely for making Lebanon 22 the success that it was. The energy that you exhibited from your committee rooms as I was bouncing in and out from the remote and from the on-site committees was unparalleled. I am amazed by the skill, the intelligence, the creativity, and the passion that all our delegates knew and experienced have exhibited over these 3 days. I remember when I gave my opening address, seeing all of your excited faces and wondering what was going to be in store for this Lebanon. And after having met you all, having spoken to many, many of you, and having gotten to know many of you better over the course of these 3 days, Lebanon now has an entirely new special place in my heart. I will never forget the faces, the laughs, the tears, everything. Today I even cried on the MEC remote call because we were getting so emotional. You guys are marvelous. And I'm so grateful for all of you choosing to do this with me, choosing to do MUN, and for growing together with me. Thank you. Yes, and now Ilyas will be giving a few closing remarks of his own.
I just want to thank all the committees and their chairs, delegates for giving an experience of a lifetime, from HC for letting me be there, Fidel Castro, to GA for letting me participate in their gossip, for for chairing MEC for 30 minutes today, for laughing as EcoSoc's video failure, for, for SC's crisis, and for IMF's just general chillness and their nice view. For frantically asking Sai to print all our papers, for watching all of the delegates in action, and for speaking this now. It's been an experience of a lifetime. Thank you.
As we move on in our closing ceremony, I hope you all take a moment to just reflect on the past 3 days and how much you guys have grown because of this. I'm very proud of each and every single one of you here, and I would really like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything. Thank you again. I will now be passing on the floor to our Chief of Staff and Head of Press, Eva Nouhmedi. She will be presenting the Press Team Awards and will be speaking, giving a few closing remarks of her own. Just a general note before we move on. We are going to be presenting the Diplomacy Awards today as well. And as we begin the presentation of our awards, I would like to just kindly ask all of you on site to just hold your applause until all the awards for a single cohort, so for example, for GA on site or for example, for the whole press team, have been presented, to then give your applause and clap for the winners of these awards, just because we are under time constraints. Respect to everyone's time. So thank you guys, and Chief of Staff and Head of Press, the floor is now yours.
Good afternoon. I'm going to start off by saying that I can't believe Lemon 22 is coming to an end. This was actually my first in-person conference, and it truly has exceeded my expectations. We have all grown from this experience and learned from each other. I want to specifically recognize the delegates from Riyadh al-Salah who joined our program initially thinking the conference was going to be in Arabic. And when they found out it's in English, they put in 2 times the work. We started working with these delegates just 1 month prior to the conference, and I couldn't be more proud of how far they've come. From contributing during the lobbying and merging, asking POIs, giving speeches, these delegates are models that prove how anything can be achieved with the right mindset and dedication. So please give them a round of applause. Now moving on to the press team, our content creators, Zaid Al-Masarani, Nadine Effendi, and Gabriella Björklund. Our photographers, Karim Maktabi, Rayana Kobaisi, Zaid Al-Masarani, and Nadine Effendi. And our reporters, Lana Taoush, Adam Al-Amin, and Khalid Al-Assar. This team has come together not long ago, and we've come to count on each other and work as a true team. The team always knew what to do and when to do it, each adding their own creativity into their work. Our press team really came to channel this conference's values and professionalism in everything that was produced. I couldn't ask for a better team to work with. Now moving on to the awards. The first press team award goes to our Instagram wizard, the person behind the graphics and our story manager, Zaid Al-Masarani. Our second award goes to the person I could always rely on to take great photos and design amazing Instagram templates. This award goes to Nadine Effendi. And our final award goes to the person that stayed behind her screen from 8 a.m. until late at night, to the person I had to remind to eat because she was working so hard and that put in all her time to make the newsletter as great as you see it. To our head reporter, Lana Taoush. Congratulations. Again, I'm so proud of the entire press team. Please give them a round of applause. And to those of you that won awards, please come to collect them from the stage. Again, Zaid Masarani, Nadine Effendi, and Lana Taoush. I'm going to be passing the mic to our liaison officer, Saeed Al-Adi.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I want to keep this short, but also meaningful. So these past 3 days and the last 7 years that I've spent in MUN have been the most special of my life. I think that MUN's afforded me immeasurable life opportunities and life lessons that I wouldn't learn anywhere else. Serving as Secretary General last year and then liaison officer this year has really exposed me to the most learning I've garnered from any single project ever. And to that, I'm eternally grateful. So I want to say thank you to the outstanding team around me, whose dedication, commitment, and enthusiasm towards the conference have been no less than overwhelming. Everyone that's contributed to Lebman has really contributed to me and my own growth and the way I carry myself, so thank you. In terms of the domain of logistics, again, thank you to UNESCO for everything, the catering team, the security team, the IT team. A special thank you to Mr. Karim Khalil, our keynote speaker, who was also the principal enabler of us actually being in this building. And then finally, a warm and very grateful thank you to Ms. Shadia Abdallah. She's easily identifiable at the back in her red. The work she's been doing behind the scenes with our team and the dedication and passion that she reciprocates has been boundless. So I ask everyone to clap for Ms. Shadia Abdallah. And now on to admins. Adi, Alex, Aya, Haya, Kareem's, Karma, Morgan, Simone, Wael, Zain, and Zina, thank you for everything that you've done over the past 3 days. The time and energy that you've put in Lebman has, I think, made everyone's experience count. So for our best admin award, this goes to someone who was the most dynamic member of our team. She manually cut 200 stickers on day 1. This award goes to Zina Al-Houd. Let's take it like that. And now we'll be moving on to committee awards, and I yield the floor to the president of our virtual remote GA, President Nandini.
Thank you, Syed. The Remote General Assembly has passed 6 out of 6 resolutions, with 55 amendments in total submitted to the chairs, and I could not be more proud of this committee. Firstly, I would like to thank the core team for planning this entire conference and always being responsive and on top of everything. I would like to thank the on-site GA committee chairs for being so helpful during the crisis and resource preparation. My co-chairs, Vice President Hassan and Chair Ibrahim, have been nothing but amazing for these past 3 days, and I really could not have done this without them. And finally, I would like to thank each and every delegate in the GA Remote Committee. Watching your growth in the past 3 days has been extremely rewarding, and I am so proud of all of you for contributing so much and being all around fantastic and hilarious delegates. Through your hard work and dedication, this committee was extremely successful. With that, I yield the floor to Chair Ibrahim to present the Diplomacy Awards of General Assembly Remote. Thank you.
Thank you, Nandini. The first award goes to a delegate that submitted lots and lots of amendments. Unfortunately, we weren't able to accept them all, but they were all very helpful and helped us advance with debate. First award goes to the delegate of Italy. The second award goes to someone that was willing to help other delegates and delegates that were new to the council. And that delegate was also very brilliant in debate. And that delegate is the delegate of Oman. The third award goes to a delegate who helped us advance a lot in debate and move forward. And she was a great delegate overall. That delegate is the delegate of Denmark. The next award goes to the delegate of Armenia. She submitted a great resolution and it passed and also contributed a lot to the conference. And the last award goes to someone who submitted a lot of constructive amendments. And that delegate is the delegate of Armenia. Congrats to everyone, and I will now be yielding the floor to the on-site GA president, President Farran. The floor is yours.
Hi. Okay, so hi guys. Hi. So I just wanted to start my speech by saying honorable chairs and fellow delegates, and I can't believe that this is the last time I'll be able to say these words. I honestly don't believe that 7 years back, I was the little kid hiding in the back of GA, scared to give my opening statement. GA, you will forever be my favorite council and like the most fun and like full of life council. Guys, at the beginning of this conference, I saw some delegates scared to even ask a simple point of information. And by the end, I found these delegates attacking me because I am not allowing them to give their 5th speech for the day, which was very impressive. So shout out to all of you guys. And although sometimes you guys thought you were sitting in a cafe, I still don't think it could have been any better than it was. And I personally will never forget the point of personal privilege once I said granted and I received bathroom. I will never forget that. And the never-ending miss. So thank you, delegates, for making my last MUN experience the best one yet. And please, GA delegates, always take risks and never settle for less. You are all so powerful and intelligent. And finally, I just want to thank all the secretariat and my GA, like secretariat especially, Lily and Nandini and everyone online, and Adam, of course. And I want to thank, most importantly, Kian, my best friend and my vice president. Thank you for always being by my side, and you made it the most memorable conference of my life. I'm gonna miss you all, and I really love you all. I just want to now hand the mic to Vice President Kian and Chair Lily. Thank you.
Okay, wow, what a speech. So the first diplomacy award goes to a delegate who actually ripped up a resolution and threw it on the ground and kept it up with the speeches. And it's the delegate of the UK, Mohammed Rawas. The second award goes to a delegate who always wanted to reply back, but elegantly, and always wanted to fight for their nation, but diplomatically. Delegate of the USA, Maya Twaili. The third one goes to a delegate who really she spoke with elegance and diplomacy always when she wanted to talk. And it's the delegate of Algeria, Yasmina Eid. The fourth one goes to a delegate who was being attacked from the start, but passed the resolution with ease. Delegate of Armenia, Mustafa Shraiti. The fifth one goes to a delegate who was also in GA last year, but this year she was something else. And it's the delegate of France, Dalal Alaz. And the sixth and final diplomacy award goes to a delegate that became more and more impressive as the conference went on with very formal amendments, really. And it's the delegate of Canada, Donna Thalby.
Shout out to the delegations of Iraq, Egypt, Guatemala, Saudi Arabia, and Greece for their exceptional work as well. I will now be yielding the floor to ECOSOC. President Talia, you have the floor.
But first, the awards. Please, everyone who got an award, please come to the stage.
Oh, yeah. No, not the recognitions. One, two. How are we gonna start? We're tall, yeah.
Okay, guys, wait, let me just give you the awards.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Maya. Mustafa.
Nervous.
I will now be yielding the floor to ECOSOC. President Talia, the floor is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. For starters, I would like to thank everyone on the Lebanon team for making it the greatest it would ever be. Secretariat, I love you all. Our wonderful liaison, Saeed, SG, our amazing SG, our DSG, and our Chief of Staff. Thank you guys for everything, and I love you all. I would personally like to thank each and every one of my delegates for boldly being themselves. Thank you for portraying your maximum dedication, determination, and perseverance to the council every single day. These traits of hard work were evident through experiencing your intense 2 sessions of productive lobbying and merging. You're listening to your deliberate points of information and witnessing your overall growth as a delegate. Together, your hard work was evident after the passing and success of all 4 resolutions, as well as your skillful scheme for bringing Lana back from the Russian kidnapper. I personally enjoyed having you all in the council, and I hope we share that mutual feeling. Now, before passing the podium on to Vice Presidents Lana and Chair Hadi, while not all of you have won a tangible certificate, you all have won the experience of success and of being an outstanding delegate. I've said this once, I've said this twice, and I will say this for the rest of eternity. Success is not only defined by a paper, but it is defined by the gains of any experience that we endure, so long as we try, which successfully is what all of you have accomplished. Sorry. With that said, thank you. With that said, just know that you are all winners unconditionally. I will now pass the podium to Lana and Hadi to announce certificates.
Hi guys. So I'm going to be announcing the first diplomacy award. So the first award goes to a delegate that was constantly participating and was always showing respect to her fellow delegates. She's a team player and a delegate that stood her ground at all times and was always open to new ideas, even when people were, quote, bashing her president. This award goes to the delegate of Venezuela, Reem Saer. The second award goes to a delegate that showed constant interest in the topics being discussed and added new ideas to the conversation every day. This delegate was always interrogating other delegates with intense points of information that sparked interesting debate. This award goes to the delegate of the United Kingdom, Nader Bsat.
The last diplomacy award goes to someone who will always be remembered for her bubbly style of debating, which allowed her to come up with amazing points, speeches, and make ECOSOC a very memorable committee. The delegate chosen for this award goes to the delegate of France.
Come to the stage, guys.
Round of applause, guys. Woo!
I now yield the floor to the president of the Historical Committee, Lina Zaitoun.
Good afternoon, delegates, secretariat, press, admins, advisor, ESCWA staff, guests, and core team. I would first like to extend a special thank you to these four, Saeed, Celine, Ilyas, Eva. Thank you guys so much for making this such a wonderful experience and conference. And thank you, Ms. Shadia Abdullah and the entire UN ESCWA team for just letting me experience this in person and bringing me here. That was so amazing. I am Lina Zaitoun, and I'm the president of the Historical Committee. I was accompanied by my perfect vice president, Dana Abdel Malak, and phenomenal chair, John Ziadeh. You guys made it so amazing. Thank you. So over the course of this conference, the Historical Committee jumped to the 1960s, specifically in 1962 for our first topic, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and 1965 for our second topic, the second wave of feminism. Throughout the second and third day, my co-chairs and I had the pleasure of watching the heated debates with beautiful speeches, tons of head-to-head debates, and a lot of amendments coming from our delegates. We passed all 5 of our resolutions. Our crisis left delegates scrambling for answers, and you were all so amazing to deal with it. I was so impressed. I was also just incredibly proud of you as I observed you constantly improve and amaze us. And I was so shocked to learn all of your ages when you told me most of you were in middle school. Choosing our awards was so difficult. It literally took us like all morning and like a few hours extra because you were all so outstanding. So thank you guys for your performance. You were amazing. Please hold a round of applause to the Historical Committee. You all were amazing, even the people who didn't have the awards. My co-chair, Donna and John, will now come up to the stage to announce the Diplomacy Awards of Historical Committee.
Okay, so the first award goes to the delegate who demonstrates openness, dedication, honor towards all the other delegates at all times. I am honored to give the first Diplomacy Award to the delegate of France. As for the second award, it's given to the delegate who through preparedness, involvement, and dedication never ceased to impress us all. This award goes to the delegate of the Federal Republic of Germany. Congratulations.
All right, so this next award is going to a delegate that never failed to impress everyone with great knowledge on the topic and very well thought out points. This award goes to the delegate of the Soviet Union. The next delegate had an amazing performance as he submitted 2 resolutions and was calm and composed during a crisis which had the rest of the delegates pretty much faced against him. This award goes to the delegate of Cuba. Great job. I now yield the floor I now yield the floor to the President of the MEC Remote Commission, President Jana.
All delegates who've won an award, please come up to the podium so we can take a photo for the press. Thank you. We now yield the floor to the president.
Thank you. Apologies for the technical difficulties there. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. So after 3 days of deliberations and many, many months of planning, the 2022 Remote Middle Eastern Commission is officially at its conclusion. I do not have the words to express how delightful it has been to be a part of the MEC. My co-chairs have been unfaltering in their kindness and dedication to our commission and Lebanon as a whole. We had Sophia, who agreed to be kidnapped, updated schedules and attendance, and shared with unfathomable grace. And let's not forget Ahmed, who constantly reminded us to maintain a diplomatic atmosphere and was crucial in guiding unusually small blocks. It has been an absolute pleasure to be with you all. I'd also like to thank the core team and everyone else working behind the scenes to make this possible. But of course, no commission is complete without its delegates. After all, there would be no debate. Now, in short, I could not have asked for a better commission. What's more, we saw the delegates in the room embody what it means to be disruptively diplomatic. Now, maybe you weren't the best public speaker, but you had hard-hitting points that drove the conversation forward. We saw you and we noticed you. Maybe you were a little shy at first, but once you broke out of your mold, you blew us away. We saw you too, and we noticed you. The contributions of this group were beyond impressive, and that needed to be said. What impressed me more, however, was the ability of this group to come to a consensus. Rather than vote, the real UN actually makes most of its decisions by having the entire group come to a single agreement. To watch MEC Remote and MEC Online for our crisis, two groups that had not previously met, come together and emulate this process was quite the experiment. This group accomplished that feat. The Herculean efforts made to come to a single agreement and sway the adamantly opposed delegations in the room were so unbelievably impressive. I was so proud to be your chair at that moment. Well done, everyone. I wish I could give all of you in those deliberations an award, which brings me to the point. Over the past few days, we've seen many of you stand up for your stance, keeping in mind the core values of Lebanon, and with that touch of diplomacy that says, I'm here to convince you, not to tear you down. Those delegates need to be publicly recognized for their impressive work. And with that, I hand things over to Chair Ahmed.
Before we start and before Ahmed begins giving out awards, Jana, you are amazing. You really carried us. You are like the best president we could ever ask for. We love you so much. And if you were here, I'd give you a really big hug. So.
Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be here with you. And I would like to take this chance to thank a very special person to me, my advisor, Ms. Nagham Abu Ali. So now I will start presenting the Diplomacy Awards. The first Diplomacy Award goes to the delegate who was super diplomatic and helped in implementing a diplomatic atmosphere through showing highly diplomatic attributes. The first Diplomacy Award goes to the delegate of Iraq. The second diplomacy award goes to the delegate who was enriched with highly diplomatic characteristics that helped in implementing a diplomatic atmosphere through communicating in a diplomatic tone. The second diplomacy award goes to Delegate of OPEC. And now I yield the floor to the Vice President, Sophia.
Thank you, Ahmed. So we have two more awards. The first one goes to a delegate who was always talking. She was always passionate, very experienced and strong delegate. And by the end of it, in our gossip box, it was all, this delegate needs to be quiet. Nonetheless, we love you so much. This award goes to the delegate of Lebanon. And we have our final award. This delegate was super graceful, super diplomatic, and even though she was given a super extreme stance, she managed to handle it with such poise and grace. She was voted to be the most famous, the biggest flirt, and most likely to become a con woman, delegate of Saudi Arabia. And with that, I yield the floor over to MEC on-site President Haya.
Hi, everyone. I'm Haya. I'm president of MEC. I'll try to make this short, but these past few days have been incredible. It's been an absolute honor to chair MEC. I love all of you guys so much. We've spent the past few days writing, debating, and voting on resolutions on both the Kurdish question of independence and the change in oil demand in the Middle East. But along with debating, we spend our mornings doing karaoke to classics like Baby by Justin Bieber and That's What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction. Special shout out to Delegate of Iraq for your karaoke skills. Through our gossip box, we elaborated on key global issues like Afghanistan's beauty, Qatar's potential relationships, Cyprus's youth, all the above. And with delegates 11 to 18 years old, we passed 4 resolutions. Before we move on to awards though, there's a few people that I want to thank who are the very foundation of MEC 22. Yusuf, who I've been attached at the hip with since 6:45 a.m. Friday morning. Thank you. Kareem, who actually let me give him a makeover for our crisis. Jana, who single-handedly saved our crisis, and Sophia for being our #1 gossip box contributor. Finally, Ahmed, who somehow chaired while being a key member in 30 crises. And I swear I'm coming to an end with the thank yous, but Kareem and Wael and other Kareem, but the photographer, and Khalid, who was our reporter, PKK, press, admin, chair, and security these past 3 days. He wore many hats. And finally, delegates, you made waking up at 5:45 a.m. very much worth it. Keep our group chat alive, and Yusuf is going to present the awards now.
Thank you, delegates. So out of our 3 diplomacy awards, we really went with the delegates that expressed most of the core aspects of what the diplomacy award means. And this is such a perfect award for us because of how much it encapsulates the essence of MUN. And so for our first delegate, from the very first day, they set an unending precedent for the commission on the basis of respect. They were consistently pushing the base their limit, but with every point of information, amendment, resolution, or speech, they held their respect to no end. And that precedent stuck around, and MEC was better for them. And our debates were better for them. They never let us down and was even able to keep the diplomacy right to the crisis where we had very little time to get the most radical sides to agreement. And of course, that goes to the delegation of Iran. For the next diplomacy award, yet another delegate that expressed the essence of these core values and of this time being constructive. And this was a theme within MEC that we were all very thankful for it coming back, and we hope it sticks with all of our delegates. But this delegate was the source of that. From the first day, they were the ones setting that precedent of being constructive and of doing more disruptive diplomacy, not just fighting back. And with that, the commission slowly started to adapt and, for lack of a better term, be more like that delegate and the kinds of amendments they were proposing and the kinds of constructive feedback they were consistently giving from start to end. So of course, that goes to the delegate of Palestine. Next, my wonderful chair, Kareem, will continue.
Okay, so the third and final diplomatic award will go to the flirtiest MEC delegate that we were all very impressed with. He was very consistent through every single topic and every single resolution. He was actively engaged in everything that he did. And we are so happy to give this award to the delegate of Qatar. And I would now like to give an honorable mention to a few delegates who expressed great spirit and joy, who really elevated the committee. And these delegates are the delegate of Afghanistan, delegate of Amnesty International, and delegate of Saudi Arabia, who actually participated. And of course, our very own MEC legend who needs no introduction, Elias Ziadeh. And the amazing admin who we could never ask for a better one, Kareem Haj Hassan.
Also known as delegate of Yemen.
We would now like to yield the floor to President Nazogat of...
Picture. Delegates,
Baba
please
Ahmed.
approach the podium, including our incredible MEC team online chairs. Come our way. So we have delegate of Palestine, delegate of Qatar, and delegate of Iran.
Thank you, thank you.
بلا زقفة.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nazakat, and I was very honored to be the first ever president of the International Monetary Fund at Lebanon. Over the past 3 days, the International Monetary Fund has become famous for, I quote, being the most luxurious, sunlit council on the 8th floor with the best view and the best music. I'm glad that was the chill vibe that IMF gave. Thank you to all the advisors, UN support, and ACS Secretariat for making IMF's debut at Lebanon legendary. Our topics were arguably the most relevant to each and every single delegate here, which the first one was Lebanon's crisis, and the second one was cryptocurrency. I'd like to highlight our crisis, in which Liaison Officer Saeed acted as the creator of Bitcoin and sipped on apple juice while trying to get the USA to quit the UN. It was very entertaining. So shout out to the USA for getting hit in the face with a crumpled resolution. And shout out to the cutest delegate of the entire Lebanon conference, delegate of Morocco. Shout out to all the International Monetary Fund delegates for making the International Monetary Fund truly unforgettable. And most of all, thank you to my co-chairs, Vice President Christelle and Chair Ryan, for being supportive and amazing these past 3 days. I will now let them introduce our council's diplomacy awards. Thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. The first diplomacy award goes to a delegate who demonstrated an exceptional performance from the very first moment until the very last. This delegate gave exceptional speeches, precise points of information. This delegate was so diplomatic that he even submitted 2,800 friendly amendments, only not to cross the entire resolution. And all of them passed. And he even made the creator of Bitcoin stutter, which should be written on his CV. Without further ado, I'm honored to present the first diplomacy award to the delegation of Lebanon.
And for the second delegate, I mean, this delegate by far, he basically ran the conference. I can't find him now, but I know all of you guys in IMF know who he is. I mean that delegate from when I saw him, he knew what to do. He was basically cheering me. I wasn't cheering him. But besides that, I mean, that delegate was great. He made amazing speeches. He helped me help other delegates get more into the conference. He started asking PRs to delegates who didn't even talk, and that delegate was great. I'm honored to present this award to the delegate of Germany.
May the delegate of Lebanon and Germany please approach so that we take the pictures. Congratulations.
I will now yield the floor to the SC Remote Council, to President Shandane. Shandane, I'm sorry. The floor is yours.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Esteemed attendees, hope you are all doing well. I'd like to reiterate a point made by a delegate in the Remote Security Council. When life gives you lemons, make orange juice. My name is Shandane Penker, and I was honored to serve as the head chair for the Remote Security Council, alongside my diligent co-chairs, Vice President Abdul Wase and Chair Jad Kilani. Whether it was aside of the intense and hilarious head-to-head or the kidnapping during the crisis, this conference was truly riveting nonetheless. Consequently, with such contentious and well-thought-out topics, veto threats and P5 caucuses were inevitable. In fact, one resolution had to be tabled due to 5 veto threats. Over the past 3 days of rewarding debate, we are truly appreciative of the active yet compelling debate. We owe the success of Lebanon to all the supporters and hardworking core team, to members working behind the scenes, and my fellow co-chairs, and of course, the outstanding delegates of the Remote Security Council. Abdul and Jad will now read out and congratulate the 3 diplomacy awards.
Delegates, while all the recipients of these awards for 11 SC Remote's Diplomacy Awards did truly show all the core values for these awards, the delegate of Pakistan had true dedication when creating and debating resolutions, and therefore they shall get the first of the 3 diplomacy awards for SC Remote. The second delegate also showed true debate skills, creating some of the most wondrous points of information and beautifully orchestrated speeches, the delegation of France, number 1. I shall now give the mic to the on-site chair, Jad Kilani.
Thank you. Well, this delegate probably already knows who he is. Chairing for this delegate was enjoyable
due to his quality in speech and excessive points of orders and points of information, as well as taking like almost every single opportunity he got to speak. He had to deal with a lot of controversy, and almost the whole council was against him in the second resolution on our second topic. Our second topic, sorry. The delegate is, yeah, you probably guessed it, delegate of Afghanistan 1. I'd like to yield the floor to the president of the best and most prestigious council, but on site, President Adam Twaili.
Hello, everyone. I know you're all probably very tired, so I'm going to keep it short. The past 3 days have been both action-packed and exciting, and I can happily say that my last Lebanon was one to remember. Over the course of the conference, sorry, my watch is calling emergency services. Over the course of the conference, we were able to see delegates, many of which experienced the first in-person conference, grow and progress as delegates and individuals. We had a total of 5 resolutions debated, and in typical Security Council fashion, all 5 failed, with vetoes in motion from the delegate of Russia and United States. Sorry to ESCWA for almost killing someone during our crisis. All our delegates are simply amazing, but without further ado, Vice President Tiffany and Chair Luai are here to present the awards for our council.
Hello, everyone. First things first, I want to shout out to our online chairs for helping us with this conference, and I cannot ask for better chairs. And they really helped us out during this conference, and they really made the crisis the crisis. Also, shout out to our president. Couldn't have had the better president in any other council. And so also, I want to shout out to our actual council and say that I love you all, even though you didn't vote for me for best dressed, all of you, but it's okay. Anyways, to move on to the award, this delegate we found to be one of the most strategic in the council. He knew when to speak at the right time, and he knew how to be very diplomatic, even during head-to-head debates. Myself and Chair Luai were shocked with how this delegate performed, especially due to the fact that this is his second conference and he is also the youngest in our council. Although he was the youngest, he was also one of the most confident, and he wasn't scared to say anything to his elders, which I mean by the chairs. So now to Chair Luai.
Yes, the chairs and I were really impressed with the way this delegate performed throughout the course of the conference, and we are certain that this delegate will only continue to improve in the future throughout his MUN career, and he must have a great path ahead of him. So without further ado, congratulations to the delegate of China. Please come collect your award.
We now yield the floor to our DSG and SG, Selina Fenty and Ilyas Eid.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Once more, I would like to invite a round of applause to our delegates for all their hard work and to our Diplomacy Award winners. We have a final set of awards to present. This is our Secretariat Award. This year, we are distributing this award to 4 members of our Secretariat. Ilyas will begin with presenting the first 2 awards, and then I will go and present the second 2 awards.
So our first Secretariat Award goes to one of the most diligent members of the Secretariat team, and one of the youngest members of the Secretariat team, one of the most detail-oriented, focused people we know. So it goes to the President of IMF, Nazokat. And the second Secretariat Award goes to someone who does not give herself enough credit, also one of the youngest members of our Secretariat. It goes to the the Vice President of MEC Remote, Sophia Griffith.
The next award goes to a member of our Secretariat who is so organized, always pushing forward her delegates, always ready to support her delegates in any way that she can. She coached an MSMUN group in the beginning of the year, prepared amazing lessons, and from the start of the year has been one of the most committed members of our Secretariat and is also a fellow Swiftie. Haya, President of MEC. And for our final Secretariat Award, this award goes to one of the members of the Secretariat who stepped up to her position, exceeded our expectations, and has grown so much from a personal level. I personally am very proud of this member of our Secretariat.
And also she called me at 7 a.m. every day, so give her some credit for perseverance.
She worries the most out of all of us, and she doesn't give herself enough credit. So this award goes to the President of our Remote General Assembly, Nandini. And with that, can Haya, Sophia, and Nazakat come up to receive their awards? And could we spotlight Nandini admins in the back? And with that, will the core team please move to the middle of the stage so that we can declare that one? All right. Like this? Okay. All right. It is with a very heavy but fulfilled heart that I now declare Lebmon 22 out of session. Can the Secretary please come to the stage for a final photo? Everybody else, thank you so much for attending. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us.
See you next year or
See
never.
you next year.
Oh, fast? No thank you, no nothing?
Congratulations.
Wow. Why do we always do this?
Ask
me. Sophia. That's hard to remember.
Wait, Congratulations.
And a thank you to our remote attendees. Our closing ceremony is now officially over.